I reckon he'll be more relaxed having a quiet cack around. Anything? Don't know, leave it to you.
He always gets led.
No, okay. Yeah, just increase your last 200 because he's as heavy as he's ever been, so there's room to move. I just hope he does what he does at home.
Gap to Mr. Brightside, Jolly Star, fan girl. Angel Capital was very keen in the early part of the trial and was happy to sit back last. So Lone Backer having a bit of a...
Mr. Brightside trial good.
In the hands of Zac Purton, getting up to...
All good.
67.
No problem.
No problem. 58.39.
So we walk him tomorrow because it's a hard hit out today.
Yep.
And then we do trot 1, canter 1 till Monday.
You're a really good player.
Yeah.
Like, you really need that. He's right.
Yeah.
The ground's just a lot softer than what he's used to.
Yeah, it just feels softer, does it?
Yeah. Even we'll see it anyway. But he just needs another little pipe opener.
Good pipe opener Monday.
Yeah.
I thought he would.
Yeah. He's right.
He'll tighten up for that. That's good.
Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new edition of the Triple Trio and well done to 7 Horse Racing. We love that insight from David Hayes and also Zac Purton on the trial of the mighty Hong Kong champion Ka Ying Rising. We're talking all things Hong Kong racing with the best form analyst in Clint Hutchison and the other guys in the Hall of Fame. What an outstanding jockey he was in Shane Dye. Hutch, welcome to the show. What did you make of the trial?
Yeah, how good was that access to Hazy and Zac as well? What did I make of the trial? I thought at the time I was a bit underwhelmed, but listening to the reports post-trial, I think from Hazy, he's happy enough. He knew there was something to work with. He usually isn't overly worked in between trials, but the more I watch it, the more I'm less worried. Let's put it that way.
Shane, what did you make of it? And what about the throwaway line? He's as heavy as he's ever been. Do you like that or do you want to hold on that?
I'm not worried about his weight. I'm more worried about how he trialled. He definitely trials better in Hong Kong. There's no doubt about that. Everything about him was better in Hong Kong. I thought he trialled okay, not great. Definitely not great. Didn't trial bad, he just went okay. I've ridden many horses on that track in a trial that when it's out there on the course proper, they get a little bit lost, and it was his first time there. But he definitely 100% trials a lot better in Hong Kong than he did there. And no one can say he doesn't because he just does.
Yeah. And does he need it firmer? It was interesting, Zac saying, gee, it was soft.
Yeah, I think that is interesting comments from Zac. I was a little bit more concerned, to be honest, not including the trial, that just pre-trial he was a bit warm.
He was warm, wasn't he?
A bit wound up. So maybe it was the freshness, I'm not sure. There wouldn't have been the crowd or anything like that, but it's a good talking point, isn't it, before the big race next week?
Well, no doubt in that, Shane. And if you've got a horse who's up against him, you certainly wouldn't be avoiding him.
Oh, not now, not after that. No, you want to take him on. You wouldn't want to get a wet track the way he trialled there. With a very wet track, a horse like Jimmy Star will just sit back and run over top of them if it's really wet. But listen, he's a champion, and I've always said this from day one when I seen him 2 seasons ago. If he turns up to what he does in Hong Kong, it is impossible, just impossible to beat him. Now, if he doesn't, it's a different ballgame.
Yeah, it is totally different. So Zac Purton made his way back to Hong Kong. Of course, Nicole, his wife, is part of our team on the Triple Trio. She makes us the Fabulous Four. So Nicole sat down with Zac to say, let's talk about the positives and negatives of the trial.
Well, the positives were that he's had a look at the tie-ups. He's seen the parade ring. He's seen a few people around. He's had a look at the track. And once he got out there, I was very pleased with the way he handled himself. He stood in the gates well, he jumped well. He's had the benefit of the hit out. He's been up against some of the opposition. So from that respect, you know, we've seen him there. He's seen the facilities and he should be a little bit more comfortable, hopefully, on race day. Now, the negatives were they got very agitated and stirred up before the trial. He sweated up a lot. He didn't relax at all. There weren't that many people down there to see him. So on race day, when you know you have one after another coming down with their TV cameras and their crews as well, there's going to be a lot of action. So it's a little bit of a concern. But he's been through the process now, so hopefully next time he's going to be better. And obviously his body weight was the heaviest he's ever been, and he would have derived benefit from the trial. So Yeah, it was a matter of getting him comfortable or more familiar with the surroundings, and hopefully next time he's going to respond a bit better.
Insight from Zac Purton. I think he has summed it up perfectly. Talking about perfectly, by gee, the boys were on fire last week.
Bob General, I'm happy to continue his rise through the ranks for Jamie Richards, of course, and Zac in the saddle.
And he's put them away here, the 1.5 favourite on Lucky 8 Infinite Resolve. Oh, he's a nice one, this guy. Bob General, easy as you like. The favourite has struck the front here. Kairos Dragon, those putting up a Herculean fight. They sit down to fight it out. Kairos Dragon's got the upper hand, and he beats Bienvenue.
Gate 1, get a good run, hardly ever wins. I think he's only won one race, but he always runs 4th or 5th, but he gets his chance in this race to win from Gate 1.
Fun together, right there, Strathpether. He eventually got out, he took the gap, he's in front, he got the right circumstances today, and Strathpether has beaten Young Bravo.
Oh, well, naturally, Precision Gold, he won last start. He's got an awkward Gate 11. If he can get across like he did last start and lead again, he's going to run a race.
Still there is Fashion Legend, Reliable Profit, Precision Goal still in front. Luck is back, is eating into the margin, but Precision Goal, there's 3 for Ferraris.
Yeah, Luke Ferraris, our special guest, first 3 races at a ridiculous price. Goes bang, bang, bang. All the jockeys out there are desperate to get on the show. They know it's the lucky charm. Huge show coming up. Caspar Fownes, our very special guest, is going to be fantastic to chat to him. All the usual features as well. So it's going to be great to have Caspar there. Best bets, the Idol, a whole lot more. So let's get stuck into it by previewing Racing on Sunday. Well, the richest race on Sunday is race number 9. That's where we'll start. Hutch, who wins?
Yeah, look, it's a very competitive race. We saw a lot of them line up recently. I've got Dancing Code marked as favourite. At the weights and measures, he's very well in. 14 pounds better against Tomodachi Kokoro, who will run well. Tricky draw for him. Master My Universe is a new inclusion. The barrier draw is a big plus for that galloper, and Gorgeous Winds also drawn nicely. But this was a slick performance, Shane, from Tomodachi Kokoro last time. He got a beautiful ride from Harry Bentley. Dancing Code actually started favourite, but I think the tables might be turned this time.
Yeah, he won pretty easy and convincingly. 14 pounds is a lot of weight, and he's got an awkward gait, but he'll go forward, he'll get across, and if he repeats this run, of course he's going to run in the first 3. But the other horse is so well in, he'll go forward. He should get a very good run from there because there's a few under him that get back, so he's going to get across Dancing Code from Gate 6.
And we'll see here, this is Master of My Universe running last season against some key rivals. Of course, Dancing Code won this race. You know, they all sort of take turns a little bit, Shane, but this feels like an opportunity, I think, for Dancing Code and Caspar, who we're going to talk to later on the show, I think, to get another win. And Ellis Wong, that claim is quite significant, along with some sort of weight swings in his favour.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he'll lead here because you got Baby Crystal Gate 10. It's just a matter whether they press on and come across, whether they want to lead with him. And also Lady's Choice drawn Gate 4 will dig up on the inside. So he might take a sit here. He'll definitely go forward.
What about Caspar's other runner in Sky Trust, a last start winner?
Gee, this was a really impressive performance. But I think, Shane, what we have to temper with this, what you've got to work out from a form point of view, was it the wet track that had a lot of rain in the day? Is the son of So You Think he relished it? The time was very good. And he genuinely come back this preparation better? That's what you've got to weigh up.
Well, he's gone up in class also, Clint, from class 3 to class 2. So it's definitely a harder race. But to compensate that, he's down in weight. He's only got 121 pounds. This is a lot harder race. But he won well first up. It was a good win.
Hutchie's numbers are 5, 2, 7, 3. What about you, Golden Boy?
Got Dancing Code from Tomodachi Kokoro and Master of My Universe.
Okay, so the same trifecta in order.
There we go.
You know what that means, everyone. Follow those 2 stars in. Let's go back to race number 7 here to set up from a quaddie point of view for Aussie punters. What are you thinking?
Odds on for me, super strong kid. He's a very nice prospect. He did have a bleeding attack, unfortunately, on his second career start that he actually won, but he's really done a good job. Yichong Glory, Jamie Richards trained gallop that's trialled well. Matters Most is also trialled well for Danny Schumann. Power Cap is in the mix. Shane, super strong kid. He's obviously had the odd health issue, but he's a very talented horse and he's clearly the horse to beat.
Oh, no doubt. He was impressive. He's been impressive in all of his runs. He's only had 3 starts over 1,000 metres, right? He hasn't raced past 1,000. But if you have a look at his trials, all of them have been very good over 1,200 metres, and he hits the line. So I'm actually not worried about the 1,200, Clint.
No, and in that race that we showed, Parents Lovers won during the week and Ruby Sailing, there's already good form behind him. Super strong kid. This is him in a recent trial as well. Shane, you're more of the trial kind of guy than me. What did you make of it?
Yeah. Well, he trialled really well, and he didn't jump brilliantly, but Zac gave him a very easy trial and he got him back. He didn't dig him. If he digs him in this, he'll be up running first and second. But when he's back a bit, he really charged the line, and just not in that 1,200-metre trial, but another one. He's going to be extremely hard to beat. I actually think it's a 2-horse race, this.
What about Andrea at Zenny's mount, which draws barrier number 1, which is a big advantage? Third start in Hong Kong for the 11 in Yichong Glory.
Well, this was his third trial this time in, and he got better with every trial, and he looked good here. He did win first up last season and looked impressive. Second up didn't go as well. But he's a nice horse. He's got a good gate 1. He's either going to lead or box seat. You know that. He'll be forward. And he's definitely got a chance on that trial.
Yeah, on our ratings, on the Hutchie Honkers ratings, he's got to improve from what he won on debut. But that was his debut, so you'd expect him to improve. And I think that trial was outstanding. And Jamie Richards on this show earlier in the season said this is a horse to follow.
Yeah.
So on the back of that trial, it's not a surprise.
Okay, so your numbers are 3, 11, 9 and 1. Who do you like, Shane?
This is a pretty easy race. There's not many chances. They stand out 3 and 11, and then I've got Power Cap third.
Okay, so you guys are seeing it very, very similarly. Can I go to race number 10 and find your selection here?
We might not see it the same way here. This is very open. This is a really open race. There's half a dozen chances in the final event of the day. I've got Solid Win on top. He's bidding for back-to-back wins. Juno Pride's first up. He's good enough, but has weight. Sugar Ball is also in winning form, and there's one at a price that I think was the price from a tricky draw. Lim Shavana was a sneaky good run, I thought, last time out. Shane, let's have a look. Let's talk about Juno Pride. Gee, he's been super consistent, and of course Sugar Ball and Another World. I suppose there's a case that these horses could run well again too.
Yeah, well, he had 9 starts last season for 3 wins and 6 placings, Juno Pride. So you know he's not going to go bad. He's had 2 very easy trials up in China this time, or 1 in China and 1 at Sha Tin. He looks good. He's going to run a race. There's no doubt about that, Clint.
No, and here's a trial from a horse called Uranus Star. Now, in Australia, it was called Great Brazen. It was trained by Brett Kavanagh. Had a couple of runs he won at Scone.
Right.
I think Another World gives you a bit of a line. He won over a mile. I looked at his Aussie ratings. It's a tough ask, but Zac Purton's done a lot of work on him, so he must have felt something. What did you make of his trials, Shane?
Yeah, he doesn't go bad. His trials have been all right, but it's always hard for these type of horses to win. And you got to remember his 2 runs in Australia were 1,300 where he got beat, and then he won a 1,600-metre maiden at Scone. So he might be looking, even though he showed speed in the trials and whatever, he might be looking for 14 plus.
Okay, and 1,400 metres is his kick-off point.
Yeah.
So Solid Win is your top selection. Let's have a look at its last start performance. Tell us why.
Yeah, look, it wasn't an easy day on this wet track to make up too much ground. This was a race where they just went too hard and it set up well for those running on. They overdid it. They overcompensated, I think, for the wet track. That said, Andrea Zenny rode this horse last season, rode him quiet. He ran really well. He's come out and won nicely first up. I think he's nicely weighted. He won't need to go all the way back to last. But Shane, for me, this horse has gone better ridden with a bit more patience. Do you think that's a fair call?
100% he's better off ridden back a bit. The only problem with him, with me, Clint, is he had 4 goes in Class 3 last year and he didn't place. So that's a sign. It's just a little bit of a worry. But he came back. It was a very good win. But he got everything to suit, as you said. But look, he's in form. He ran well first up. He's definitely a chance.
Yeah, and I think he might be a stronger horse now. He sort of... I think he's a little more of the furnished product. I'd be giving him the benefit of the doubt. His last 2 runs have been really good.
Golden, who have you got on top?
I'm going to go the 1. You can't go wrong. He may not win, but he's going to be there somewhere. I think it's a pretty open race from the 11, and I think the 5 from gate 14 will come across and he'll lead. And he's very consistent, but he's getting to his mark, but he is very consistent.
11, 1 and 5. Best bets at the end of the show. Our star power guest is ready. It's Caspar Fownes. Well, our star power guest is 1 in a million. Young men will apologise and women will stare. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Caspar Fownes joins us. Cass, it's always an honour. Welcome.
Thank you, boys. Lovely to be back on your show.
What an introduction there. I think you haven't quite given it the respect it deserves.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, I was a bit flawed with that. I thought it was over the top for me.
What happened to your hair? Last week, your brother-in-law put up a photo and it was completely white. Now it's brown and short. What's happened, Cass?
Oh, mate, you know what? I tell you what, my son Ronan, he's doing a good job on the old melon here, I tell you.
He's looking good. You're looking good, Cass.
It's good.
I don't look a day over 57.
Yeah, you're looking good, and hey, the stable's going good as well.
The horses are racing well, Clint. Very happy. If they're not winning, they're certainly still putting up a good performance. So as long as we keep them sound and healthy, I think we are going to reel off quite a few wins this season.
How do you reflect on last season, Caspar? As we just see there, you finished 3rd in the premiership. You're a hard taskmaster. You'd like to win every year, but did you give yourself a tick there?
Off last season, I thought the performance was really good because, it was going to look like I was going to run probably 8th or 9th, and I knuckled down and the horses performed well. So to snag 3rd, I was happy with that performance. And obviously this season, I'm hoping to really fight it out and be competitive.
Yeah, well, I suppose, Cash, you've kicked off the way you wanted to. If you're going to win it, you've got to kick off well, and you've done that in the opening weeks. You're already on 7 winners, which is great. And you're looking to build on that.
Tell us about Lowrider and also the bonus for being, a horse that's part of your syndicate.
Yeah, that was nice. Obviously he got the 3 million bonus. So prize money for that race was about 4.3 million for his win. So that's very nice for the clients. And he's a horse, mate, that I honestly think he's a chance to go on with it this prep.
Yeah, I mean, this is your trainer syndicate's horse as well. Yeah. But just, Cass, for those who don't know and aren't familiar with the bonus scheme, I know the Jockey Club do a great job now at providing bonuses for these imports when you buy them. Just roughly sort of how does it work? When you get your first win, you get something extra on top depending on which class you're in, but it can be very lucrative as it has been in this case.
100%, Clint. It's something the club have done that I think has been really well received. And so owners can go forward and purchase horses, knowing that when they get a winning result with them, they have a massive bonus. Like in Class 3, you get 1.5, so like 300,000 Aussie first win bonus. If the horse goes to Class 2, he gets another 1.5 Hong Kong. So it's a total of 3 million. There's only one thing that I think they need to tweak on a little bit, and they have an age criteria, which I think needs to be lifted. That's my personal opinion. I think there should be no age criteria on this and just give it to them. Because some horses, you know what it's like when they come to Hong Kong, they take 2 years to really settle in, and then they strike form. Don't forget, the owner's paid up for that horse for 2 seasons, so I think he's rightfully deserving of getting the bonus if the horse performs after a couple of years.
It's a good call, Richo. Yeah. Good incentive for the owners as well. They're spending a lot of money on some of these horses from Australia, etc. So it gives them a chance to get something back.
And with these trainers syndicate, does that allow us, like the Ma and Pa?
You put your hand up again.
Well, or is it only once again the registered owners in Hong Kong, or can anyone get in this trainers syndicate?
At this stage, it's only registered owners in Hong Kong, but I think the club's starting to really open up the door a little bit. They've been inviting some high-profile clients from overseas, so I'm sure a high-profile TV personality like yourself could probably get a start, mate.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, but Cass, I haven't got the money. I'm doing the Aussie Hey, Golden Boy, let's just assume that Caspar's given you a call and said, what do you think of my runners at Sha Tin on Sunday? Take him through his chances on Sunday.
Well, let's better have a look here. Race 1, well, that can win for sure. He's dropping in class. He ran well the other day. He's going to get a good run from gate 4. So there's one winner. He'll be favourite. Then you go race 3. He's always, what are we doing? Oh, we're going back to race 1.
At Sky Song.
Yeah, just go one at a time.
Yeah. Well, Cass, just quickly, what do you think?
I just think money down, maximum bet.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, wow.
There's confidence.
We haven't heard that
Well,
before.
when isn't he confident, Clint? He's always confident.
Well, this is
He's
true.
a horse trainer.
Oh, listen. That's coming from Shane Dye. I'm the confident one. Have a listen to him, please. Oh, Shagger. Oh.
Then we go race 3, Daily Trophy. Gate 10, he'll be midfield somewhere. He's got a chance. He's racing well. He ran well the other day. He always places on the dirt, so he's definitely got a chance.
Right, and then Ellis Wong with the air. What do you think of the air, Cass?
Yeah, he's in good form, racing very well his 2 starts this season. Just strikes an awkward gate in 11, but I've opted for the cheek pieces on. And, he's a versatile horse. He can close off from the back and posse up midfield as well. So I think he's a chance for sure.
Yeah, and he had a bit of an excuse the other day. That was the meeting that was abandoned. A couple of horses on the point of the turn slipped. He seemed to lose his action. He's racing really well. I've had a look at that race. I've got him an each-way chance. What about the next one? Elegant Life, Cass. He didn't have much luck the other day.
He had no luck, mate. It's unfortunate because the gap was there on the right. If he had just stayed in, the gap came and he just tried to come out. And while he was looking for a run on the outside, the inside opened up massive. So it was unfortunate. But again, he's a new horse for the stable. Got a good gate again this weekend, so he should be very competitive.
And these horses are all with the name Sky. Tell us about the background with them, because you've had some success with Skies.
Yeah, a lovely family. We've had a lot of success. We won a Derby. We won the Group 1 Sprint with Skyfield and Sky Darcy. Nice owners. They're very keen on racing. They're racing 6 horses with me this season. And last year they raced 7 and every horse won, which was great for them. And this season, we'll be doing our best to even better that. We've got a couple over there that I think are quite smart, like a horse like Sky Vino. I think he's a chance to really do well this season.
Yeah, that's it. That's interesting. Cass, just while we've got you, there's been so much discussion. We started our show. You've seen Ka Ying Rising. You've seen the rear of him with some of your horses. What did you make of the trial of Ka Ying Rising?
For me, it was a pass mark. I just think, the track that day was probably a little bit wet for him. And even though he's won on a sort of rain-affected surface once in Hong Kong, he's a top of the ground horse for me, So I would say, look, he's a champion. He's the best sprinter I've ever seen by a long way. He's a superstar, and I think Hazy will get him right in the next week. Obviously, if it's a wet track, that might be the only way that he'd get undone. But if it's a good track, they won't beat him.
Talking about buying horses, just want to touch on a couple of these horses from the New Zealand Ready to Run as well, because this is a sale that you've loved going to over the time as well, and I'm no doubt you'll be heading that way again this year.
Yeah, absolutely, Clint. It's been a great sale for the stable over the years. And, the Kiwis, they're genuine sellers, and we've been able to buy horses, at good prices.
Your son, Ryan, of course, he's doing a good job working for you in this bloodstock space. He did get one last year, I think, from the New Zealand, is it Melchior as well. So it looks... what can you tell us about this horse? It looks like a nice little prospect going forward.
Yeah, he's a real nice horse. 2 trials for 2 wins, and he'll be coming up to Hong Kong next month. So we're hopeful that he can go on with it. He's bought a couple of others over the years. He's only started out recently in the last few years, so they're doing well in Hong Kong. So hopefully they can continue. He's not buying many. He's probably buying five a year, but that number is going to slowly start picking up for him. So it's good. It's a good start for him, and he's doing really well. Very happy for him.
And Shane, you've had some success over there. Are you still buying for some clients over at the Ready to Run?
Yeah, I brought 4 last year. I sold 3 already. They've gone all right. Actually, I sold one to my racehorse, last week, a nice shocking horse.
Oh, yes.
Everyone's got a different opinion, but from that sale last year, I really liked 3 horses, and one of them I couldn't buy. It was too expensive. Little J.D. Hayes had too much money for me. That was Romantic Encounter, who's in the Caulfield Guineas tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Another one was a horse who's going to Hong Kong who looks a Group 1 horse called Quantum Legend, I think he's called.
Yeah.
He won 2 weeks ago. He was very impressive. And I sold my racehorse, a shocking horse called A Little Arrogant.
There you go, Richo. You need to get Shane on the case to find
Andrew
your
Williams.
horse.
Yeah, yeah. And Shaggers keeps selling all the Group 1 horses to his mates and sends me all the crap. Thanks, buddy.
No, it's whoever offers the most money in the soonest. Just ring. If you want them, take them. Also, from that sale, you realise from that sale, you've had Golden 60 and Lucky Sway Nest come out of it. They're not too bad horses.
Yeah.
Mr. Brightside, he's another one. Antonio.
Yeah.
So there's a heap that
Golden
come out of
60, I
that
think, as
sale
well,
that are
wasn't it?
very good horses.
Yeah. And what do you both look for? Do you look at the clock and the breeze up, actually the time, or you look for their action? Cass, what do you look for?
Yeah, I look mostly for their action, and obviously if they're running a bit of time, it's helpful. But some horses, they're not running time at that particular stage of their prep, and they're not sprinters, so you can get away with them running the low 11s because they're just going to keep progressing as they get stronger. But if you're looking for a sprinting type, a nice action and hopefully running a decent time on the clock.
Shane, what about you?
Look, send me to a yearling sale. I've got no idea, and I don't make out I do, but send me to a ready-to-run sale. I'm looking at their action when they're galloping, and I can tell a good action from a bad action. And, of course, then you can see they're a little bit older too. They're 8 months older than being sold in January in New Zealand. So it's a big difference from January to November at that age, isn't it, Cass?
100%, Shagger. Those horses can really progress and change shape. And then, you buy them sort of at that stage of their prep. And then again, 6-8 months later on, they really develop even further and they're ready to come to Hong Kong as an early 3-year-old.
Tell us about the boys just quickly, about being involved in your business. Was that natural for them? Is that something they always wanted to do, or they wanted to do different things and then have come back towards the racing?
Yeah, correct. They come into it pretty late, but I tell you what, Ronan's certainly a star in the making. He came into the business late, but he's been with me just over 5 years now. He just gets it. He's got a great future. Ryan, he's still doing a few things on the side himself, but he's very keen on trying to purchase some nice horses for the stable, which he's doing. So he's got a few things to do himself, which is great. It opens up the door for him. So he's doing a bit on the stock exchange, a few investments here and there, and obviously working hard on trying to produce some nice horses for the team. And young Riley, he's in boarding school. He's a great kid, very fit, plays a lot of sport, and he's keeping us on our toes because he's the one with the best shape at this stage.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're just putting the Aussie polish on him. We'll toss him back to you when he's ready. We've got the rough edges off him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, boys. It's been great to talk to you guys. You're all looking really good. Shane, you look amazing. And you have been colouring your hair, so don't say you're not.
Yeah, well, I always have. Even when it was dark, I used to dye it blonde, and now it's gone grey. I've got to go the opposite and go a little bit brown. You've got some great chances tomorrow. You could have 3 winners.
I'll tell you what,
easy.
we do have some vision
bro.
that we were keeping for you, Cass, and I wanted to ask you about this. And
here we go.
Just see if you can remember.
Oh, no.
Can you remember? I mean, can you remember what horse this was?
I do.
The painful look. This should be a GIF.
Oh.
The 3 boys. That's Caspar's lovely 2 sons.
That honestly looks like me on my first prostate exam. That's just not right. I mean, I don't know what's happening with Ronan and Ryan. Looks like they've done their money.
I know exactly what. I know exactly what that was because I reckon I was standing about 3 metres to the right.
Yeah.
I reckon that was when Straight Aaron should have knocked off Romantic Warrior.
Yeah, this is it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate. How dare we have this prepared?
Horrible.
I tell you what, though, Cassie, he was stiff this day, wasn't he?
Oh, please don't repeat.
No, we got to.
He was really stiff, mate. Because even Vincent came back and said, "Oh, sorry, boss, I should have won." And then when Shane tells me that as well, because he seriously watches thousands of videos. You know, it was certainly a race that just didn't go our way, but that's racing.
I feel like we haven't finished on a high.
Well, we should. Yeah, well, we will. Won't we? Hey, Cass, we're going to be back. Well, we'll see you next week. We're going to see him next week.
Oh, okay, we'll see you next week. Yeah. Okay. We feel better now, mate. Thanks for spending time with us.
Good luck Sunday.
You're welcome. Thanks, buddy. God bless. Love you guys. Bye.
Yeah, mate.
What a
Take care.
star he is. He's the one and only Caspar Fownes. Let's find some future winners with Hutchie. Find some future winners with Hutchie's form files. Who was sweet in defeat?
We've got a few from last week, Richo, and one of those was definitely Draco. Now, not easy to settle too far back in the field at this particular meeting and make up some headway, and they had strong wins there at Sha Tin on the day, and it did play for some interesting racing. Suffice to say, they went back with Draco, and in the context of the race and what he did, I thought it was an outstanding effort. He's a horse that hasn't been down in this grade for too long. He was given, probably the rest of the field, Shane, just far too much start. But I like the way he hit the line. I think he can win one in this class. He's a limited sort of galloper, but he's fallen to a mark now where he can win.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent. He doesn't win, but he runs those fourth or fifth, and he's going to win one day. Got a good ride here, even though he went back, he saved ground and he hit the line well, and he's not far away. Just getting his right distance, Clint.
Yeah, wasn't a bad performance at all. Like I said, I think on the day you generally wanted to be a bit closer there, and he's a horse that could win one of those races. Richo, outside that Gentleman Legacy, was a strange watch. He looks very dour, that horse, and it was a good performance. He was our best on the weekend. I think he ran well, but I think he'll be better with a run under the belt. Storm Runner also, good performance in the lower grade. I think he'll win one. And I like the run of Keen Molly, and he features in a race that Shane's going to talk about shortly with regard to the Idol. But I think the reason why Keen Molly was a good run, close to a strong speed and fought on really well.
Okay, what about the top rating performance?
Yeah, well, we've had a couple of those. Look, this is a very nice horse, Shane. What he's doing in terms of his closing sectionals and have always been outstanding. He rose in weight. He rated very similarly to what he did the start before, and that tells me they haven't got anywhere near the bottom of him yet. And the fact that this is one of the better 400s at the whole meeting off its strong lead speed tells me he's pretty smart.
Oh, he's going higher for sure, Clint. He's been very impressive. He quickens like a nice horse, and he's got that big, long stride on him. So he's going to be winning more races. He's going to Class 2 straight away.
And also, we need to put the spotlight on Mark Newnham,
yes.
The training performance to train the Tess, or as we would know as the trifecta.
Yep, first three past the post. Well done to Mark. He's had a flying start to the season. Sing Dragon. Some of these dirt meetings, I know the weather's played its part. These are some of the records with horses having, the trainers having the first three past the post. Cass has had it a couple of times. John Moore, 7. I'm tipping.
Wow.
He did dominate in the class, the group races a lot, John, over the years. But well done to Mark Newnham. He's absolutely flying, Shane.
He had that race covered. He had a leader, which was a big leader's track, the dirt. He had one coming from last, and he had one midfield. So he had it covered, all positions.
And hopefully you scan that QR code to get involved in HUTCHI'S Honkers to find a whole stack of winners, and a couple of weeks for free if you scan that QR code. And that's fantastic. Hey, it's Idle time. Time of the show where the Hall of Fame jockey assesses the rides in Hong Kong, and also a little glance at the world rides as well. What did you like, Shane? Can we start there?
I love this ride. This was just classic. This was Matthew Chadwick on Viva Graciousness. Now, he draws gate 9, but watch him up here. He's always he's going to go forward. This horse can lead, but he's looking to get in here. He's thinking, I've got to get in. I've got to get in. He comes back a little bit here, and he squats in perfectly. Just here, one off the fence with a bit of a dig. But last week, I gave Matthew a pay over a ride of his, Call Me Gorgeous. Remember, Richo, when it drew gate 1 and he missed the start? That was just dumb. But he wasn't thinking. Here, he's thinking. I want you to watch down the back now. 9 out of 10 jockeys when they get down the back past the rock, would circle them. But here he did not circle them, and I'll show you where he starts looking to come in. And that's what won the race up here.
Yep.
Now, if you're getting up to the rock here, Richo, he's given it a perfect ride. Most people are looking to come out, but you watch him up here. He has a look in twice, and he sees that there's nothing back there. He's never had any, there's a good look, and he has another one here. He's got no intentions of going around. That wins the race right there. If he goes around, he probably doesn't win the race because the horse is doing too much work. He cuts the corner, and he saves a lot of energy and a lot of ground, and it was just a perfect ride, Clint, and he come through to be strong. He probably saved 3, maybe 4 lengths, 3, I would say, doing what he did, and that was the difference between winning and losing. So great ride, Matthew. You were thinking the whole race, Clint.
Great spot by you too, Shane. That was
brilliant.
a fabulous ride because most riders and most... If you've, to be honest with you, most people that are on that kind of horse in that position, you'd be expecting the jockey to sort of get going around them. I'd not say he took his chances, but you know the way it unfolded, ultimately it was a brilliant ride. It did make the difference, and yeah, super effort, Matthew.
Yeah, the votes are in. Shane, did he get? Oh, he got 3 for that.
3 for that.
He got 3 for that. Now, Luke Ferraris, he had 6 rides last week, and a lot of them were rough. He had 3 winners and 3 placings and rode everyone sensational. Zac's ride on Wednesday night on Mighty Steed was absolutely perfect from a wide gate 11, just off the pace, one off, come out at the right time. And boys, do I get sacked?
Well, how did you get? I thought it was just 3-2-1. It's not 3-2-1-1.
I'm leaving if you want. If I'm leaving, I'll tell you now. Dylan Moe deserves a point for that ride on Mighty Strength. It was a perfect ride. Okay. Well done to Dylan. Okay. So I've got an extra point there. That's just a one-off.
That's a one-off. You can't be doing that every week.
Well, especially if he offers to leave the show.
Yeah,
that got big on me quick.
That got serious.
Let's have a look at the leaderboard.
He deserved it.
Well,
it was a really good ride.
Yep.
Well,
fair enough.
It's your award.
Yeah, no, but we make the rules.
Okay, that's true. And Jerry Chow on top of Zac, who just keeps chipping away. So Jerry leads by 1. Shane, while I've got you, and we love your insight, hopefully you're watching the racing at Flemington last week. A lot of discussion about Jamie Mellum's ride on Gilded Water. Can you explain, or did you have a view on it?
Oh, big time. No one even picked it up on all the shows. So this horse bolts with her and pulls, but why does it bolt and pull when it's never done it before? I went back and watched every race, and I'm going to show you up here. She gives it a little bit of a squeeze to go forward here. You can't tell, but she squeezes it there to go forward, right? But the one thing you cannot do, she changed her hold there. If you go back, and that's what made him pull. So it's a bit like when you're in a car, you put your foot on the accelerator, it goes faster. You see there, she's done it again. You can't do that. That makes it pull harder. She did it 4 times in a race. Listen, if you're a great jockey, the one thing you know is you cannot change your hold. She's done it down the back again here. And when it really took off was when she changed her hold. You just got to sit there. And if they're going a bit hard and a bit fast, so be it there. She's done it again there. You can't do that.
Hey, so Shane, tell us, for those who aren't, not riders or jockeys, when you change the hold, is that the signal to a horse normally to go? To go. Right.
To go. 100%. If you want a horse to go, you change your hold, right? Now, if it's, I remember one year I was 4 back the fence in the Melbourne Cup and it was pulling so hard. All I wanted to do was get a shorter rein and change my hold and pull it back. I knew if I'd moved on it, it was gone. And I couldn't. I just sat there. My arms were dead. And I'll tell you another story, Richo. Back in the early 90s, I rode in Japan. And you remember the great Pat Etery, one of the greatest jockeys in history? Yeah. He was there riding with me. And I went out of the birdcage and the horse took off. And I hadn't ridden there before, this Japanese horse. And, of course, me being an Aussie jock, I'm trying to get a shorter hold. And I go past Pat and I'm going 3/4 pace and I'm going straight ahead through a fence, I'm thinking. So I'm trying to pull it up. I can't. And Pat said, let the reins go, let the reins go. So I had no option. I let the reins go and just put them down there. Guess what? The horse pulled up. before the fence, just pulled up straight away. And when I got around to the barrier, he said, Shane, you got to understand the Japanese horses. He said, you can't grab them up like you do in Australia. They go better on long reins, and everyone over here rides them on long reins, and that's why they don't pull. But if you grab them up, they're going to pull. And I learnt that from Pat there with Japanese horses. But if a horse is, it's a bit like the accelerator in the car. You want to go a bit quicker, you put your foot on the accelerator. You want a horse to go a bit quicker, you just go like that, straight away, like that, and they'll go faster.
Bit of racing school as well. Great.
It's fascinating. Yep. So Gilded Water, actually, considering all of that, ran some sort of race.
Yeah. But Clint, can it back up after a run like that? If it can, it'll be winning races.
Yeah, well, it's going to run, I think, in the Geelong Cup, trying to win its way into the Melbourne Cup.
I'm thinking yes.
I'm thinking yes as well. Great insight, Shane. Thanks so much for that. Well, let's move to global racing. It's brilliant stuff, and the Whirlpool is taking literally the globe by storm. So it's going to be some sort of day. Yeah, not only like that Saturday when you've got the Caulfield Cup and you've also got the Everest, it is mouth-watering from a Whirlpool scenario. So Caulfield Stakes Day this week, or known as the Might and Power with the Caulfield Guineas, but then Everest and Caulfield Cup.
Yeah,
huge.
That's a fabulous day as well. Big day globally. But this weekend, and from an Australian lens, is my second favourite day of the whole year. I really love Caulfield Guineas Day. It's just a brilliant day of racing all through the card.
And well, Shane mentioned last week that the race in the entire year is the Arc. It said that that's the number one race. Now, what did you make of this year's edition? Ended up being a stirring battle at one stage. It looked like Coolmore were going to get the job done with Mini Hawk, but it was Darragh.
Well, look, Giafoloto just quickly, just finished out of the money there, was a horse that won the Vase last year, and he doesn't like a wet track, so how well he's gone. Looking back at the field, the older horses, there were some question marks around them, so it was an exceptional performance by time form figures, highest rating Arc winner since 2019 in Waldergeist. They're both 3-year-olds. They're both head and shoulders above the rest. So we might have a new generation of stars coming through. It's I think, a form line to be trusted. And
I think Darragh is by See the Stars, the half to Galileo.
Yeah, I know.
Unbelievably brilliant.
It's an amazing one. I just showed the Group 1 Goldmine pedigree with it because there's a See the Stars connection with Hong Kong, of course, because Urban C, the mare, was bought by a prominent Hong Kong owner as well, and he's had a big part in that whole family. And this is just about as good as a pedigree gets, and you get it through Stallion Match Group 1. But we saw Daria Khanna, the mare, she won in Hong Kong as well. There's a huge Hong Kong connection through a lot of this. Gerard Marseille rode I think he said to me this was one of the best horses he ever rode. So incredibly bred, but once again, Stallion Match, you can get on and find all that information out. But I love the story with this year's winner, who looks pretty smart.
I think Gerard Marseille had a winner as a trainer on the day as well. Another winner on the day was this flying mare, Shane, Asphora. Look, I think in Australia, and then there's not many Group 1 races over 1,000 metres, she's sort of a B-plus horse, but by gee, over in Europe, she's flying.
She's killed them. She's won 2 this time, and she won 1 last year, Group 1 races I'm talking about. Got a very good ride, and she's just too good for the sprinters over there. It's fantastic. But I give credit to the trainer, of course, for showing enough courage to go over there, stay there, and keep her there. And it's just worked out perfect for them, and congratulations. Well done.
Yeah, well done to Henry. He's not having that success here. No. He's got a 3-time Group 1 winner. It's a story of a lifetime. How about the whole story with the win in France as well?
So the trainer's staff forgot the horse's passport, and Henry said, we'll just take a photo of it and show the stewards. The steward said, no, you've got to physically show it in France, so you've got to play by their rules. So they organised an Uber X priority ride from Chantilly to Longchamp. Shane, 1:40 pickup, arrived at 2:34, and the stewards gave him a 4-minute grace Thank God.
I'll tell you what, though, when I watched all that coverage, because I like the big races around the world, as I do in Australia, their coverage of that mare is sensational. They all love her overseas.
Yeah.
They just compliment her. They give her great coverage, and it's really great for racing. Especially, it's a good advertisement for Australian sprinters. I know that.
And that horse that you buy, Shane, Richo from NZ Breeze Up, that's the name, Mamadou. That's what you got to call it.
Yeah, I love
in
it.
time.
Let's just recap what is going to be amazing from a Whirlpool point of view on that Saturday. Might and Power Day, featuring the Might and Power Caulfield Stakes, the Toorak, the Caulfield Guineas. You add in the Scalacci and the Whirlpool Northwood Plume Stakes, and then Dewhurst Stakes Day as well. So you can roll in from Australia into England. You can do it responsibly, but it's a cracker on the Whirlpool. Well, let's preview the feature races at Caulfield, and we start with the Might and Power Stakes, a small field yet again in this race. So second smallest field in a Group 1 in Australia in the last 15 years. The other one was the 3-horse race when Winks won this race.
Winks frightened a lot of them off, didn't she? Was that the race where Blackheart Butt was second?
Yeah, it's Buckaroo versus Treasure the Moment.
Yeah, and I think Treasure the Moment, look, she had a little hiccup, as we well know, in terms of a colic attack from her exceptional Memsy win, Richo. You could give us your thoughts on it too. I think she'll bounce back, but I know we're in different camps here because we've spoken. I'm with Treasure the Moment. I think she can bounce back. Make your case for Buckaroo.
Well, Buckaroo loves Caulfield. He's an Underwood winner. He arguably should have won a Caulfield Cup, ran a slashing second. He was huge here in the Underwood. His condition gave out in maybe the last 100 metres, and he was out-muscled by arguably the best horse in Australia at the moment that might win the Cox Plate en route towards winning the Melbourne Cup. And I reckon, Shane, that Buckaroo is the one that's got no excuses, whereas Treasure the Moment has had that mild colic attack. That worries me. What do you think?
Well, Treasure the Moment was outstanding first up, and I think she went above what she can, and it might have taken a little bit out of her. So second up, you know she's going to drop off, and you know that she had a colic attack. Now, can she rebound? I'm picking that she can here. She's outstanding. She's going to have the perfect run running second. You know that. James just has to follow her the whole way and hope he can get over top of her at the 100 metres. It's a 2-horse race.
And she's undefeated at Caulfield as well, Treasure the Moment.
Yeah, okay. So, well, I'm in the minority there. It's 2 against 1, but that's fine.
Okay.
You're with Treasure the Moment. You think Buckaroo's the obvious danger. Let's move on to the Toorak because this is a bigger field.
Yes.
And Seppels will be the favourite.
Gee, there are a lot of chances in this race, and there's not much separating them at the weights as well. I think there's a number of horses you could make a case for. So the horse that I want to make a case for is one that might be each way priced. And I know this is one that we are seeing it a little bit similarly, Richo, not necessarily strong, but Like a Lucy was terrific here.
Yep.
I think the Lazura had the run of the race. It's in the mix. It was probably better first up in Sydney. But Like a Lucy's New Zealand form was great. I think with the benefit of that run, a second up, she'll be very close to a win.
She's the New Zealand Oaks winner. She's second up from a spell. Or maybe, Shane, is it Evaporate, who was third on this day in the Caulfield Guineas? Do you see this form at Sandown holding up?
Yeah, well, Evaporate had to go early here because he was wide, so Blake went to the front at about the 800 or 1,000 metres and led on him, and he just hung on. He's very consistent, Evaporate, and so is that second horse, Transatlantic. They're both very consistent.
Yeah, I doubt there'll be much between them as well. A lot might get down to who gets the right run. What are your numbers, Shane?
Okay, so Like a Lucy was a better run in the AJC Oaks than Treasure the Moment, and she should have won the AJC Oaks easy. There's no doubt about that. Seppels is racing well. Can he run the 1600? Got a shocking ride last year in the mile, and if he had gone forward a bit out of the gates, he would have won over a mile. So he can definitely win. And third, I put in third.
I think Like a Lucy and have some Cornellas with Transatlantic and Evaporate.
What about the Caulfield Guineas, the time-honoured race, a great race, so many brilliant stories, huge field here. Sydney 3-year-olds versus Melbourne yet again.
I think this is one for Coolmore and Wotan. Not sure about the mile, but you could say the same about another bunch of horses, really. I think the Sydney form is far and above what we've seen in Melbourne, with the exception of Vinrock, who looks to stand out here. But the Golden Rose is the right form. Shane, this is usually well across the Sydney side of things. What was your take?
Yeah, I've gone Woden. I think he's got to go back on him. He can't go forward for a few reasons. One is, can he run a mile? You don't know. Two is, if he gets caught, he won't run it. And three, it's not a strong race, this, and there's nothing outstanding. And he goes better ridden back a bit. Here's Vinrock. He was strong this day, Clint. Last start, he missed the starter, but it wasn't the jockey's fault. And he just got into an awkward spot. Now, from an outside gate, they'll press forward for sure, Clint.
Yeah, and they had the winkers on this day, or the cheek pieces, as they say in Hong Kong, so they'll put them back on. West of Swindon was good, wide, no cover. I think Vinrock's the best of that bunch, and of course...
Well, West of Swindon went to Moonee Valley, and Vinrock, as Shane mentioned, missed the kicks, ended up in a horrible spot, whereas West of Swindon had a beautiful run in the race. Golden Boy, 2 ahead of 3.
I'll go Wyndon, Vinrock. I've got no idea, Clint, on this race. I think there's too many ideas.
I think their form really stands out, to be honest with you, Shane. Those two, I reckon it's probably not a bad Quinella. I'll be with that. And a horse that I know you like a bit as well, Richo Navy Pilot, could run a bit of a race from an inside draw. Probably gets a soft run. Yeah,
I'm going to be a little different to others there, and I can just see a scenario where Autumn Boy improves big time.
Put him in the Quinellas then.
Well, it'd be crazy if we did. Hey, Shane, really quickly, Toby Moore.
He has his first ride tonight, late tonight in England. This is Ryan Moore's son, so it's fantastic. But guess what? He's with Godolphin, Charlie Appleby, and he's riding one of theirs. He always wanted to be like Frankie.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Good luck to him.
Here's a video of him I took when I was with him in England one day at Newmarket. And he said, I'm practicing so I can be like Frankie.
Wow, that's going to take the flying dismount to a whole different level.
Yeah, but it's interesting. He's gone to Godolphin, Charlie Appleby, which is good. He can ride. He'll be very successful, I would say. So I'm looking forward to getting up and watching him in the morning, having his first ride, a new start of a great career. And let's hope he's just as little bit as good as his dad, which I'm sure he will be.
Social stable time, and wonderful to see Golden 60 enjoying a nice retirement. We saw this during the week. Vincent Ho regularly visits him in Japan. And of course, he was a ready-to-run graduate from New Zealand as well. And talking about New Zealand, New Zealand's finest in James McDonald is the leading rider at the moment with the Longines World Best Jockey rankings. Maybe, Shane, the Longines team need a little help with their flags, though, hey?
How many stars is in there?
Well, they've got the wrong colours. That's what they've got with those flags.
No, we're claiming it now. We're claiming it.
Oh, he's an Aussie now,
He's an Aussie now.
It's the stars that are wrong.
Correct.
New Zealand.
Well, they've made him Australian, and I bloody love it.
We'll take it.
Manfred Mann, 700 wins, Hutch.
Yeah, great for Manfred. He hasn't aged a day either. I was watching him. He had a winner during the week, and well done to him. Actually, it's been a bit of a week of momentous sort of numbers for different people. And another one of those was Angus Chung, a young lad going about the right way. And I was delighted to see Shane Derek Leung, 500 wins. He's probably a little bit understated, but he's a very likeable young man. We spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and good on him. He's to the next 500 for Derek.
Yeah. Clint, that's a huge effort, 500 for a Chinese jock. It's fantastic. He's a lovely guy, very polite. I think he came up with the O'Sullivans a little bit in New Zealand, and then he went from O'Sullivans to Hong Kong to ride.
He's a bit underrated, a lot of those some of those local riders. If they went around the world, they'd be doing very well.
Best bets time. Pens are poised. Hutch, your best bet.
Okay, let's roll through these pretty quick. I think one of the better bets on the card comes down the straight. It's Super Strong Kid. Really impressive, going places, will be very hard to beat. Now, so that Pearl of Pangs, I think, has got a very good chance as well. Big run on a wet track first up, ready to win. Competitive race, take Zacs in the Quinella, but Pearl of Pangs will be hard to beat.
And Golden Boy?
I'll go race 5, Elegant Life. Gate 3 should get a good run midfield on the fence. Just hope there's a little bit of pace, and it should run well.
One of many chances for Caspar. Could be a big day for Cas.
Could be a great day. Of course, we've sprinkled the special triple trio lucky dust on him. Hope you enjoyed the show. We look forward to your company next week.